Hi. Let's see if I can get this right. It may get dark on me in here. We'll see what happens. I'm Tina, as you know, and I, like you, came here to change the planet. And that's what we're doing in this very moment of now, is changing this planet. And I know that there is a lot of disappointment, sorrow, and regret within ourselves and within this world for what is happening now. Sorry. Trying to get this right here. We came here to change the system, as you know. But we were never promised that changing the system would be without regret, without sorrow, and without heartache to some degree. And I suppose we knew this when we came in, though I will tell you personally, it doesn't make it any easier. Right now, I feel an incredible amount of sorrow and regret coming through the collective for things they have not done, things they have not said, places they have not gone, whatever it is. And so there's this really strong energetic component, this mixed bag right now that is very regretful and very sorrowful. Yet there's an energy right beside it or behind it, underneath it, all the way around it, that says, I will take a chance on what I want, because what I want and what I feel in my heart is always worth it to me to explore. And if we allow and invite this energy in so that we can explore what it is we love most about people, what we love most about this planet, that will permeate out and change everything on this planet. And you know, like I do, that's the reason that we came here, was to change this planet. I know that there are thousands of us that have been sitting in this hermit mode energy in the last year, not wanting to do anything or make any kind of moves, right? Not wanting to make any kind of change in our life. And if you're one of those people that is sitting in and recognizing that energy, you will also notice in the last year that it just keeps pushing you and pushing you and pushing you and pushing you until you actually do make those changes. I myself have had a year of sorrow, regret, anxiety, and disappointment. And I finally feel like myself, and so many of you included, want to take a leap of faith and put yourself out there in every direction that you haven't. Everything that you wanted to choose that you didn't is sitting there. And I was going to make a video yesterday for the solstice, but normally on those gateways, I don't interact with people, or very minimally. I never make videos. I never write articles on that day. I usually do it before, or I do it after. Yesterday was a huge, huge energetic shift, and I'm sure many of you were feeling that and are feeling it. And I just kept seeing all day, everywhere I went, two. And I'm like, what's up with all the twos? It's about, the two is about the combined energy that we have in a symbiotic relationship with anything that we interact with. And right now, most specifically, that is us interacting with our own soul and the souls of other people that we feel in our heart really close to. Higher self to me is nothing more than the spirit or the energy of a relay system that goes between Tina, the physical body on earth, and Tina, the soul, whatever my original name was. I've been called many things by my guides, Athena, Mary, you name it. And the energy of ascension is all about allowing and inviting the parts of ourselves that are attached to the soul, who we have always been, who we've come in here and been repeatedly. We keep coming back and working on the same things. And a lot of times we work on the same things with the same people. So the energy of two right now is all about our binary cooperation with our higher self. Okay, so higher self, as I see it, is the relay system between me and my soul. And the more you listen to, in the Bible, they call it the Holy Spirit. We call it higher self. People have different names over the last several thousand years, but it's all the same thing. Our soul knows what we want, what brings us joy, what makes us happy, and what allows us or invites us to feel the most connected to the most abundant love energy this galaxy has to offer. So every time we come back, we have fractals, or we are different people in different situations, and we learn different things. And the soul, of course, remembers that, but I, Tina, the human body, for the most part, don't remember, though I've seen parts and pieces of it. The reason I say this is because your soul remembers all. And when you start inviting your higher self to really speak to you, and you can invite it all day long, but it's more the interaction of inviting it and then listening to it, taking the advice, connecting with what makes you feel most loved and most connected. Now you get in this symbiotic relationship with yourself, with your soul, with the higher self, going back and forth and bringing you bits and pieces of what the soul has known, the wisdom that the soul carries from life to life. So the more you believe in that, the more you trust in that, and the more you propagate that relationship, the stronger it becomes. We have probably 500,000 people on the planet talking about ascension, but I've yet to hear one person talk about descension. And Desention is everything that my soul has been, every fractal, every experience, every encounter, every symbiotic relationship with sentient life is stored in my soul. And my higher self brings that back to me in bits and pieces. So before we can get involved in the ascension process with our physical body, we will first involve ourselves in the Desention process, which may be remembering parts and pieces of your past life. You may start remembering places that stick out to you, that are very memorable to you. You may see Italy on a TV show, and you maybe become very emotional. You know, you lived there. And I experienced these things. I watched a movie with my dad after I got out of the hospital, and the movie was actually really horrible. But it had a few people in it that I really liked, so we thought it would be good. The thing that really tripped me out about this was every single scene in the movie from France I recognized. And it just, I had tears in my eyes, even though I wasn't crying, almost the entire movie, because it was like I was physically in my body missing a place that in this lifetime I've never even been to. So there's all kinds of those things bleeding through. But essentially, to access the higher self, the fractals, and that's the parts and pieces that make up the conglomerate soul or oversoul of your existence that helps you and guides you to maneuver you on this planet at this time. It's the parts and pieces of this giant Akashic record of memory for you. So the Desention process is us connecting to the information or wisdom or memories from past lives. And those are taught to us through our oversoul so that we can better maneuver through the end of every cycle. The end of every cycle is always the most challenging life we will probably ever experience, for sure, because we run into people that make us feel a certain kind of way, or they somehow invite us or pull us or drop us down to the absolute depth of our heart space and our emotions, but we can't quite understand what that connection is to that person. Or maybe it's to a place, or maybe it's just memories of who you have been in the past. But that's all here to guide you, starting with the Desention process, where again, the fractals of everything you have ever been are the makeup of your oversoul that is guiding me and you in this physical body on this earth plane at this time. And it's a really tricky time. And so one of the things right now that we're most encouraged to do is walk away from anything that is not beautiful and fulfilling. Whatever does not feel like joy and bliss, we walk away from that. And that doesn't mean that tomorrow you just decide to be a no-show at work. But the energy has been here and supporting these great changes. And that's why right now, as of yesterday, we really started going through the energy of binary cooperation between me, my higher self, my oversoul, my soul group, the people that are here to support me, the people that I also in turn as well interact with and support those other people. I have really been socializing less and less. I stopped posting on Facebook about probably 6 months ago. And I do go on there to share my YouTube videos, but I am never scrolling. And last week I did post some really incredibly beautiful family photos. But that's just not something I'm doing right now. And that's just not something that I'm really interacting with right now. Sorry, hopefully I'm not giving you vertigo or making you dizzy. Okay. We came to be here as we are, as an individual, in unity with everything that we knew was beautiful and was possible in the culmination of everything that's happening between our process of Desention and our process of Asention. We are all the Emperor. We are all in the Empress energy. We are all in the Empress and Emperor energy, the balanced divine masculine feminine energy. I can use my action in this world to create a better world by using what I receive, what I hear from the universe, the beauty and the love I see in other people, the beauty and the love that comes from interacting with nature every time I go outside. We share that love. We share that joy. and we share that bliss with each other. And that is what changes the world. And since this is a time of incredible power for the emperor and the empress, and by that I just mean being balanced in your divine masculine and feminine energy. So I'm using what comes through in my intuition from other people, from myself, from walks in nature, to guide myself in the divine masculine energy that takes action, that creates something. Because sometimes we get really pushy with the universe and we want to create, and create. Or we may be the opposite in the divine feminine. We may be receiving and receiving and receiving, and we have all these beautiful ideas, but we don't take any action. And the Oversoul group for all of us right now is saying, I understand you. I hear you. I understand the heartbreak, the disappointment, the physical and mental and spiritual struggle of the Desention and Ascension process. But in our beauty, in our all-knowing self that is being guided by our whole group as an Oversoul, and this is why we feel so connected to each other, we're all being asked to do the same exact thing. Listen to your intuition and use it to take action in your life. The disappointment, the heartache, all the things that have gone on happen to us for a reason. And I'll tell you something that I know I've learned in the last 6 months. It seems to be on repeat, I think, until you finally get it. And then that loop will stop. So let's say, for an example, you feel like you've been working on yourself for a really long time and you're doing a really good job, and you will meet someone that makes you feel beautiful and incredible, and that person will spark and invigorate every cell of your body. But when that person then turns around and walks away from you, is that love of the Empress and the Emperor, that balanced energy, still there? Or did it go out the window? Did it disappear? Because for me and a few people that I am very close to, that energy was there. That expansive, creative, passionate drive was there while someone was there assisting or maybe holding your hand. But when that person walks away, we then realize where we are not whole. We then realize in that walking away where we are not healed. And so the last 6 months for me has been about healing the things that I thought were already healed. If someone comes into your life and is the biggest cheerleader you've ever seen and the most beautiful connection you've ever seen, and that person walks away, for me, I felt like maybe I'm not smart enough to do this. Maybe I'm not really listening to my intuition. Maybe my judgment is not sound. Maybe my brain needs to be rewired. And that's why I made that audio about how to rewire my own brain. I was making that for myself, and I decided that we are in that same soul group. We're in that same Oversoul group. And I knew that there were many people that could probably use it. And I also felt like even if it really only helped 20 other people, it would be the 20 people that were closest to my heart, whether we're speaking or not. I knew it was assisting. And what was really strange was, after making that audio for you guys, I listened to it for 2 hours, and I could actually hear a few other people on my channel listening to that. And I could feel their feelings, their emotions on that, and how it was helping them to rewire themselves. And I also heard that there were a few people that were using it just because the sound of my voice is calming or reassuring to them. It's very important for me to use my voice. It has always been important for me to use my voice. and in my remembrance of a past lifetime in Venus that was very tumultuous with my same family that I have now. As I fell to earth, a voice said to me, you're finally receiving the voice that you've always wanted. And then they waved goodbye and said, don't forget to use your voice. So that's why I'm here, to use my voice. It's all about cooperation and binary effort right now, whether that be in your work, in your relationship, in your community, in your gardening project, whatever it is that you're doing. Specifically right now, it's about our interaction with our soul, our oversoul, the group, and the collaborative effort that comes from that. Because I know I would not have made it through this last year if it wasn't for you being here, supporting me, loving me, and cheering me on. And thank you very, very much. I hated to go into detail about what life has been like for the past couple months for me. And I also really did not like to ask people to donate. And I really appreciate those people that were able to, in a physical way, step up and help me out financially. That was an incredible gift. And I've done a great job at manifesting things in the past year. But I was getting a little bit concerned about my bank account. So I appreciate that love, and I appreciate you sharing your abundance with me. I so much appreciate that. So let's try to look beyond the disappointment. I actually pulled a couple of cards to see what it is that the rest of the soul group who listens needs to hear right now. And it was that message of disappointment and heartache. But what comes out of that and the energy that's running with it, it's almost like a divine masculine, feminine energy, if you will, side by side. Okay, we are here together doing this together, side by side. And what comes with the disappointment, the prior disappointment or heartache, is for you to know that anything that you want, whether it's healing yourself, a house, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is that you want, no matter what has happened with past sorrow and disappointment, rejection, any of that, this day, this time, this energy for the next 6 months is all about stepping out of your comfort zone, stepping out of your box of safety, stepping out of your ego in a way that says, I am not afraid to take a chance on what I really want. And when I talk about the energy of the next 6 months, I'm not talking about, oh, I really want to buy a lottery ticket or I really want to go blonde. I don't mean that kind of want. I'm talking the reason we came here, want and desire in our heart space and in our soul right now. Whatever I want, whatever you want, it's not too late. It's never too late. So this time for us is all about the 0 point. And we've been talking about it and we've been sharing individually. We've been going through 0 point energy for the last couple years. It is super strong right now. And the 0 point now individually, as it started within the last 2 years, was more about me and you and the Oversoul group stepping into the hermit mode and letting everything trickle down from the soul and the oversoul group so that I could learn the wisdom that comes from all of us. And so that I could use that wisdom and that love to maneuver myself in the 3rd dimension on planet Earth. But now the 0 point is a totally different scenario. It's a 0 point for anything that maybe hasn't worked in the past. something you couldn't give energy to or didn't choose to give energy to in the past doesn't mean that it's gone, because if you still feel a connection or a desire or a drive for that same whatever it is that makes you feel bliss, excitement, and passion in every cell of your body, it's not too late. And that is the whole of the message that wanted to come through tonight. I've spoken before about how this is 2022 is the year of the number 6, a numerology that ties to the lovers and the tarot. The lovers is just not, it's not just about lovers, okay, like taking on a physical lover or getting a sugar daddy or having a one night stand. It's not that. It is, I will be, you will be, we will all step into this energy of total vulnerability, of total nakedness, so that when you stand in front of someone, you can be honest. You can tell them how they trigger you, how they make you feel. Again, the number 6 is all about choices. So this is the year of choices, and specifically choices in love. And that doesn't have to be, you know, that's everything. That's your love of nature, your love of neighbors, your love of gardening, whatever it is for you. This is the year of choice in love, as 2022 equals a 6. But even more than that, today is June, a 6. And then we're at 22. So we're at a 6 again. It's the energy of 6, 6, 6. It's all about 6 right now. Are you choosing something that's obligatory, or are you choosing something because you want it? And I talk about this a lot, but it's really, really important for us to be able to be. The Lover's card in tarot is not about just taking on a lover. It's about standing in front of that lover and being naked, being vulnerable, being truthful, and being who you are, your authentic self. I never understood in my teenage years, nor my 20s, nor my 30s. And after my 30s, I pretty much gave up dating for 2 decades. But I could never understand this whole thing about studying the opposite sex and what they wanted and going out on a date and dressing to impress and speaking to impress and following this list of rules about what you're allowed to talk about and not allowed to talk about, because that'll end up being a surface relationship, maybe for the first date, maybe for the first couple weeks, could be 6 months. Just go out and meet people and be who you are, because you'll never find the person that's absolutely a frequency match for you if you are not in your own frequency when you go out and meet with people or socialize people and talk to people. It's so important to be in your authenticity and in your natural frequency, right? And not dim it down like, oh, this person is really attractive, so maybe I'll just act like I'm somebody different than I am. The fastest way to get in touch with what is on the map of the soul of what I have chosen previously, and I'm still now in this very moment choosing, is by being my authentic self in every moment of every day. And it's really, really important that we are authentic with ourselves. Authenticity is what invites perfect partnership. Authenticity is what invites the perfect job. Authenticity is what offers you the perfect geographical location to live, the perfect setting for you. We are all very different, but being in our authenticity will take us from a place that was once sorrow, loss, and regret, and into a place of saying, I know this, I want this, I love this, I'm passionate about this, and I'm going to do it. Who cares what the other person thinks? Who cares what anybody says? You'll never know how things could be if you don't speak up and be true to you and yourself and our beautiful group of souls who have chosen to all come in for this beautiful party in the same moment. and assist each other. So thank you for assisting me. Thank you for being here with me right now. We're on a teetering scale between the feminine and masculine energy right now. And the feminine energy is saying to me and to you, walk away from anything that's not beautiful, that's not fulfilling. Be in your Empress energy. And that's something our group has been focusing on for the last several years. Be abundant. Be the healer of thyself. Be the healer of the planet. When we heal ourselves and heal our planet, we will heal this galaxy and the next and the next and the next. Because our love and our passion and our transparency alters us in a way that is unstoppable. We are altering everything that we come in contact with. And that's the message for the feminine. The message for the masculine is, again, the disappointment, the regret, what I didn't do, what I didn't say, the job I didn't take, whatever it is for you. You're being asked right now to make a decision, to say, I'm going to take the job that I really want. I'm going to speak my truth to that person, even if they say no to me, even if they say, I don't feel the same way about you. Whatever that thing is, feminine, you're being encouraged to stay in that feminine balance. The feminine is leading this planet, the feminine, not body, the feminine energy, the expansive, love, creative, nurturing, okay? When someone loves you, when you love someone, they will feel like, wow, I can feel in that person's heart how much they love me, how much they care about me, how much they nurture me, how much they want to see my success, how happy they are to see me grow, how happy they are to see me prosper, how happy they are to see me shine. And so that's the message for you, masculine. Don't hide under a rock when all you really want to do is step into the unknown, move forward into things that are not a guarantee, because we only live one life. And my dad's partner was reminding of this at the picnic. You should always do and say what you feel, because tomorrow is not guaranteed. And something very tragic happened in my building the day after she said that. And the whole time, the homicide team was in my building a couple of days ago. I just kept hearing what she said over and over and over again. Live in your love, in your passion, shine in your light right now, not wait till tomorrow or wait till next week or wait till I have enough money or whatever it is. We all wait on different things. Be in your love, be in your naked authenticity right now. Don't wait on anyone, because our love and our passion and our desire and our authenticity within self is what is going to and is already altering this planet into the freedom, loving, expressive, cooperative planet that we are all so much enjoying in this moment. The more we enjoy it, the more we move our compass by what makes our heart sing, the faster the changes you are watching and waiting for will happen. So thank you. Thank you for coming here at this time. I didn't want to dwell on disappointment or past pain or heartache, but there's so many people feeling it, feeling like it's too late to have what I want, or I'll never get what I want. That energy is definitely out there, but there's just as much equal energy saying, take a chance, do it, say what you need to say what you want to say. Be a positive inspiration for everyone else around you in every interaction that you have. Love shines brighter than anything else on this planet. And love will alter this planet faster than anything else. So get out there and be love and do love and profess love and confess love and whatever else you need to do with love in making the choices that you love, not out of obligation, but out of love. I love you. Bye.